Hello, thank you for tuning in. This is the Ryan A. Clark Show. I'm Ryan A. Clark, and thank you again. Sorry, like, share, and subscribe. Just want to give a little bit of background about myself. I'm just another sports fan who comes across YouTube all the time, and I enjoy watching, sports talk shows and other sports channels, and I want to give it a shot. Just engaging with people on a day to day. They always say I have a good knowledge of sports. So I just want to talk and share some ideas and share some thoughts, and hopefully, whoever likes and come across, please engage. Like I said, like, share, and subscribe. And as things hopefully grow, I'll definitely do more and continue to expand and try and do more with my channel here. But for now, I just want to try and get my word out and just talk and hopefully see where this goes. Big Philly fan, as you can see. A lot of what I'm gonna share is about Eagles, Sixers, Phillies, and other areas of basketball, football, and baseball, MLB, NBA, NFL. A little WNBA too. I do enjoy it. But it's a lot going on over there. That's another video for another day. But again, thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe, and more is on the way. For right now, I definitely want to start with the NFL. This is Conference Championship Sunday coming, and we have four good teams. Sorry, four great teams. On the AFC side, we have Broncos and Pats. NFC side, we have Seahawks and Rams. Okay, let's start with Broncos and Pats. Ugh. I definitely going into this, I thought was gonna be a great game until the obvious Bo Nix injury. So that's an interesting situation. Broncos fans, please let me know what y'all think going into the game, please. I think it's a tough break. Being an Eagles fan, I could definitely tell you that it's it's not impossible. However, I would say with the Eagles situation, Foles did have games to warm up, and he got a chance to warm up and get into the groove of playing with the team and not just throwing in at the last second. So I mean, it's a tough break, but I'm leaning more towards the Pats in this one. Granted, I am I'm not really sold on the Pats, and that's dumb to say, of course, because how far they've gotten this season and how great they've looked. Drake May being a second, I think he's gonna be second in MVP vote, and I think Stafford's gonna get it. But I think they just had an easy schedule and they're benefiting off it. I mean, you got to play who's in front of you, yes, but I just don't. I just think they've had a pretty easy ride, and they're taking full advantage of it. Granted, Super Bowl runs come with that, I do think the Eagles running 22 or 23, however you look at it, I think they had an easy schedule as well. So it comes with it. And that's kind of what gets you the momentum to get to a Super Bowl. So I understand it. And Pats fans, don't feel bad about it. Take what you get and ride the wave again. I mean, you guys just got out of the Brady era and hopefully getting into a Super Bowl again. I'm sure that'll get you guys, back at it again. I have a brother who's a Pats fan, and he's already back chirping at me again. So I'm looking forward to this game. I do think it's going to be a good one. I do think it's going to be a good one. Um, I'm interested in seeing the matchup between PS2 Patrick Surtain, the second, and Stephon Diggs. He's been cooking in New England, so I'm curious to see how that matchup is going to go. And I'm interested in seeing what Drake May does. I think this might be a I shouldn't say might. This will be a bit of a career game for him, career defining game. I know it's early, of course, but having been in a conference championship, you don't get that too often, especially early in your career. So him taking full advantage of that can get him in different categories or brackets of tiers and quarterbacks. Because right now, I'm curious to know where would y'all place Drake May, especially after this season. I think he should be top 15 at this point after this, but that's another video for another day. But I think that the Pats and their defense, especially how they played against Houston last week, I think that they should be ready for Stidham. Vrabel being a great defensive mind and coach as he is, I think he's definitely gonna dial up a lot of pressure on Stidham. I think that'd be the best way to go to not let him get comfortable and not get the running game going to help him. So I mean, it's a tall task, but I definitely think if the Broncos defense can't hold up, like kind of like how the Texans did last week, I don't know how they get out of this game. I have the Pats winning this one 27-17. I don't think it's going to be a shootout or anything like that. It's going to be a grind out game, and I'm interested to seeing how this plays out. and I'm tuning in for sure. I think it's gonna be a great game. On the NFC side, I think this one's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be a 20s scoring game, and I'm looking forward to this, especially off the Thursday night game I had a few weeks ago. I think it's the greatest Thursday night game. I don't think it says much, but I do think it was. Where the Seahawks beat the Rams, and I think the Rams are gonna get this one back because I think they feel they might have let it go. I think they did. Stafford's pretty growing on me. I wasn't much of a fan of his in Detroit, obviously, but we always heard about how great he is and how gifted he is as a thrower. But now with with the Rams, I think it's fully on display, and the Super Bowl run he had definitely raised his career profile. Uh, I'm ready for the debate. Maybe that's for another day in video. I'm open to it. The Stafford versus Rodgers debate. I telling you, 5, 6 years ago, I would have laughed it off and said Rodgers clearly got it. But I think what was kind of been happening recently with the ending of Rodgers' career and the change in Stafford's, I'm kind of leaning towards Stafford. I know it sounds crazy, and you're probably gonna say, "Hey, man, you don't know what you're talking about." And I mean, trust me, like I said, I love the debate, and I definitely am looking forward to that. But just look at what Stafford's done the last 5 years. He's had the Rams elite since he got there, injuries and all, and players leaving. He had Cooper Cup with a triple crown. Now you insert Puka Nakua, and he's off to the races. Top wide receiver in the league to me. I know people still gonna say Chase and Jefferson. That's fine too. He just resurrected Adams' career. I mean, and that's also why I got the Rams winning this game. Adams didn't play in that Thursday night game, and I think he's going to be a big factor. Of course, the Seahawks are riding high after the Rams win. I'm sorry, after the Niners win, rightfully so. They dominated that game from the jump. I just don't think that game's going to be the same. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I'm gonna go Rams 27-24. I think that's going to be a good game. I'm interested in seeing how both defenses play out. They both have elite defenses. I think the Rams are a little better. I'm interested in seeing the wide receiver comparison between JSN and Puka Nakua. I'm curious. I'm curious how both are going to give Darnold and Stafford going to get them the ball. I am also Seahawks fans. Please share. What do you Are you guys nervous about Sam Darnold today? Because I think that personally, I think he got over the hump of playing in big games. He hasn't choked down the stretch or anything like that. So I think he's pretty good. But this is a different beast. You gotta put up some points today. I think he can't. I don't think he's gonna be able to run today. It's gonna come down to it. It might come down to a final drive or anything like that. And I think Stafford's gonna get the ball last. He's gonna drive down the field and get that field goal he needs. I think it's gonna be a great game. I'm really interested and looking forward to it. Thank you again for tuning into the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Have a good one.